Alright, Terran versus Protoss again. We're back on Royal Blood again. Guys, this is a game 2. You're not supposed to play the same map twice in a row. I'm not happy with this. Play on a different map. Like, Royal Blood is nice, but there are other maps. Both players immediately building a worker. That's good. What next? Okay. That's correct. That's correct. Let's look at this. Nice opening. Nice opening. At this stage of the game, this isn't much to talk about. Let's have a look for something cool. What's on the map? What is this? I don't know what that means. Why are there like umbrellas and stuff? These are like rich people sit and have their tea and crumpets and stuff while they're watching people fight. Oh yes, spiffing. That zealot has got a grudge against that marine. Oh, how charming. Oh yes. I don't know. Something like that. What's this like nice fountain? Do people like throw coins in here? I wish for 5 billion probes. I don't know. Maybe it's like a bath. Alright. Okay, you're putting down your gateway, you're putting your barracks. Good openings. Not the double depot. You don't need 2 supply depots. You don't need 2 pylons. Not yet. Please just wait a little bit before you put that down. Here's what your build order should look like as Terran in the first stages of the game, okay? You build 1 supply depot. Okay? After that supply depot, you build a barracks. Then you build a gas, whilst the barracks is building. Once that's done, once the barracks is finished, start a marine, build an orbital command at the command center, and put down your expand. As Protoss, it could look very similar. Put down your gate, put down your pylon, and put down your gate. Start a gas with the gate. Then, once the gate's done, you could build and expand, and maybe put a pylon on the low ground. And your second supply depot as Terran shouldn't come until after you've done the 3 things that you should do after your barracks are finished. Start a marine, start an orbital command, and start and expand. Then you can build your next supply depot. Just as a little, that's a little basic little early build order you can follow, just to get you off of, get you off your feet. Get you nice started. As it is, both sides are actually continuously being open workers, and you are now seeing an expand from the Protoss. I imagine we'll see an expand from the Terran shortly. This supply depot dangerously close. Yeah, okay, it still fits, just about. You're giving me anxiety with this. Like, what is this? Command center with the supply depot add-on? No. Alright. Cybercore coming down. It's a bit late, but like... Actually, is it? I'm not sure. It looks like it's been in production for a while. Probably isn't late. Good. Well done. Man, this is just straight up builds, but like they're a bit scuffed. So you guys are doing well at this stage of the game. For this stage of the tournament, you guys are doing. This is a good job. I'm happy. I'm happy. You made me happy today. I'm seeing player I'm pleased with. That's commendable. As it is, what are these vents? What are these vents about? I think they actually do something. Got all this money. Look at that. Money. This map isn't spending its money on units. That's not good. Neither are you, Ronan. Again, your minerals are spiraling out of control. If this happens to you, put down another gate. Oh, your money just suddenly... Oh, that was the Terran, sorry. Okay, putting another gas down, that's good. I like that. Okay, this is fine. Make sure you're building probes. Okay, you are building probes to facilitate that. That's good. Your opponent, has put down an engineering bay. This is a bit early, but it's fine. This SCVs should be rallied back to the minerals, please. Like, your macro is not perfect. You're building an add-on! Yes, okay. Tech Labs will help you build upgrades to your Marines like Combat Shield and Stim. These are very important upgrades. You built a lot of Marines last game, so I'm guessing you're going to build a lot of Marines this game. And the Combat Shield and Stim will help them way, way more than just +1 from the engineering bay. The factory going to go down at a much more... I mean, it's still very late factory. You want to build your factory, ideally, not long after you've built your barracks. Basically, as soon as you have 100 gas, you want to build your factory. You put the workers back on gas now. Okay, thank you. That's where you want to build your factory. So this is late, but like at least you're building your factory. At least you're doing it. What's going on here? More Marines. If you were going to queue Marines, why did you build the tech lab? You know? Do something with the tech lab. Build more orders or, you know, research and upgrade. That'd be nice. Another gas in production. That's fine. What's going on at home? Well, you're building army a lot faster than you were last game, Ronan. So that's good. I'm happy with that. You've built, you know, something that actually competes with your opponent's army right now. Keep that up. Make your warp gate. Yeah, you're building warp gate now. It's late, but that's okay. You're chrono boosting it. And you're gonna have these warp gates. You'll be able to warp in more stuff. That's good. With the money you have, or with the income you have, really, you can. Yeah, okay. You're building more units now. Okay, you're now doing a much better job of spending on minerals than you were in the first game. I'm pleased to see this improvement. Just think about this, how much gas you have here, you know? Maybe you took some gases too early or something. I'm not sure. Okay, a third base from EdJ. I like this. I'm very happy about that. Look at this production tab. This is lovely. A reactor in production. A marauder. Yeah, this is good, isn't it? This is good. I like this. The Hellion now. Custom is a pro player, and he calls these cars. He literally just calls them cars. I mean, yeah, they are cars, aren't they? But they have like a flamethrower, and that's cooler than the fact that it's a car. He just calls them cars. I just find that funny. I just thought I'd like to share that with you guys. Alright, I like this reactor. More of those, please. I'd like to see upgrades come out of this tech lab, but nope, we're going to get +1 infantry weapons first. That does affect literally everything here apart from the cars, so that is, you know, arguably a competitive choice. The supply depot is fine. Look, you're spending your money really well, EdJ. This is great. Your opening could use some work, but you could just look that up and like, look up a StarCraft 2 build order. You're like doing things with what you have, with what your macro is. You're spending that money very well. You're constantly producing. And that is how you win the game. You constantly produce things. Keep your minerals nice and low. You're doing that really, really well, I have to say. Your opponent wasn't doing that very well at all last game. They're doing a better job of it this time, but not enough of a job to compete with just how quickly you're building units. Just don't be afraid to attack early, because, like, you have a supply lead here. So, you know, you probably could have won the game by just pushing across the map, but I mean, you haven't scouted, so you don't know that. Your opponent now has 7 gateways in production. Given that you have a lot of money, I actually do like this a lot, because if you're floating a lot of money, you should build production structures so you can actually build the units. This is good, and now you're spending the rest of the money on the units themselves. This is good stuff. I'm pretty happy with this. You guys have got the StarCraft 2 fundamentals down pretty well. You build your bases, you build your workers, you then spend that money on production facilities and use those production facilities to make an army, and you use your army to win the game. I'm pretty impressed with this, honestly. This is a lot more impressive than some of the other games I've seen, and that's fantastic stuff. You are oversaturated at home, but that can be addressed. You're making a planetary fortress. I got excited. I thought you were going to turn this into an orbital command, which would actually help your macro a lot, but unfortunately you chose a planetary. Planetary fortresses are good, but you don't really want to make your main a planetary fortress. You want to make a harder to defend expand a planetary fortress. Here's what I like to do as Terran. I like to build 3 orbital commands, and then I build a bunch of planetary fortresses at all my other expands. Okay, why did the Protoss stop producing? You were doing so well. Why did you stop? Warp things in. You have the money, you have the gas. Warp in more stalkers. I like that you're putting down a robo, but like, you know. Are you chrono boosting the warp gate? Does that even do anything? I don't think so. It might reduce the warp cooldown. I don't think it does, but yeah, don't do that. Chrono boost something else. What's this? More pylons. Visual supply block. Okay. Your opponent probably gonna max out this game because, you know, they hit 68 workers and then they built a bunch of army. Very impressive stuff from EdJ, yeah. This is roughly how you should be playing the game of StarCraft 2. Again, it's early days, but you've got the fundamentals down in a really impressive manner. I'm pretty happy to see this. The main things for you to take away from this, Ed, are don't forget that orbital commands are a thing you can build rather than a planetary, and you can build it really early in the game, and that can give you a huge economic advantage. Given how well you're spending on minerals, you could use that to build all the things a lot faster, so that's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind, is that you can build things that aren't marines. So yes, you have got a factory, but you could have a starport. You could have add-ons on these barracks, so you can make your marines faster. So like more reactors. You could have your tech lab researching upgrades, so those marines are stronger. So there are things you could be doing, but your fundamentals are strong right now, and I'm impressed to see that. High-sec orca tracking in production. I don't know why you're producing this upgrade. Armory in production. That's good as well. The armory gets you like mech upgrades, and it gets you access to other units. Like with the armory, with a tech lab on a factory, you can build a Thor, and that's great. So these armies are going to clash. The Terran army is just much bigger because their opponent has actually spent their money, so they're going to win here. Ronan, you were doing well for a while, but then you just sort of stopped building units and let your minerals spiral out of control, and that's how you lost both this game and last game. So good effort, but your opponent just spent their money far better, and as a result they had more stuff than you and they killed you. That's just how the game of StarCraft 2 goes. More stuff is going to beat less stuff. You have to keep up with production. Almost constant production from the Terran player. I was very, very happy to see this. This production tab from the Terran player was hardly ever empty. Off the back of this attack, they are building more units, which helps a lot. They're even building more structures. They're macroing whilst they're attacking. This is advanced stuff. I'm impressed with this. There is a secret expander here, but I imagine that it's not going to matter at all. And this army just comes in and kills everything. We're going to see the GG come down very, very shortly, I imagine. Look at all this. These poor pros walking to their doom. That's so sad. These Reapers gonna have a little bit of the action. I'm not sure what the Reapers do for your army composition. The Reapers are normally used in the early game, and you can send them as a scout. You don't typically want them in a big fireball like this. These sentries are gonna get a zap on that car. They're gonna kill this marine as well. Sentries are great spellcasters. You could have stopped them from coming up the ramp by placing a force field. They're not great when they just attack, so that wasn't great use of the sentries, but they are good units if you could use them for things like that. They can guard a ramp well, but it doesn't really matter at this point. You were doomed to lose as soon as that army arrived. Okay, 2-0 to our Terran player. Well played. Well played both players, actually. I was pretty impressed with that. GG. Hope to see you guys in later stages of the tournament.